What's up, ladies and gents? Kknowley here. Welcome back to another Payday video. Been a long time since my last one. I think this is the longest gap I've had between videos since I got back fully into YouTube. But this is DSOD A to Z, A to Z. You know, potato, potato. That ain't the phrase. Anyway, this is Alaskan deal, one of my favorite DSOD heists. Hopefully the gameplay speaks for itself. I adore this. It's all about moving quickly early on, if you possibly can. I'm running the range hitter, the Benetti range hitter sniper rifle added in the most recent weapon pack. It's fun. I love this weapon. I'm not saying it's the best sniper by any stretch of the imagination, but just in terms of how much I've enjoyed using it, yeah, top tier weapon. I love it. And as you can see, it works perfectly fine for DSOD. So, yeah, the focus will be less on the gameplay today. I have a lot of important things to tell you guys. Some of you may already be aware. But first of all, before we say anything, thank you so much for 50k. I put it in a post, but I wanted to say it verbally. You guys see how happy I am over camera about this. It's huge. As I say this, we're at 51,000, but 50 was the big milestone that, you know, I just never saw myself hitting just 6 months ago, to be honest with you. So thank you so much for getting us there. That's predominantly thanks to all the amazing support I've received on the story videos, which is why it's very important that series continues to be the focus on the channel. And I'll get to that later on, because obviously those of you who are eagle-eyed will know I'm late on an upload, but there's reasons for that. Anyway, just I know I said I didn't want to touch on the gameplay too much, but DSOD A to Z is just about you guys getting through these death sentence one down missions. I love Alaskan deal. What I'm doing here is, it was quite fortunate first and foremost. Rushing that right direction immediately is what I always do every single heist, and I try and get onto the boat as quickly as possible. I'm running Anarchist here, which does allow me a moment of total damage invulnerability for 2 whole seconds actually. So I use that to get onto the boat as early as possible, and because of that, the assault wave isn't in full flow by the time I'm leaving the boat, and I'm able to get right back over here and start freeing the captain. This isn't the best location to do that. Obviously, that's all RNG. I don't particularly like this cover that I'm taking. You have to be accurate. You have to keep killing enemies, otherwise you are going to get swamped. But because we were able to get here a lot faster, it's a huge advantage. So my first tip on this heist is try and move quickly wherever possible. And I'm a big fan of perk decks, like Armorer, like Anarchist, that actually allow you to tank up and not die for that brief duration. Because there's a lot of cover on this heist. So you can run pretty much anything. But if you want to run quickly, you're going to have to run through very open areas. And so Anarchist is a big savior for that. Another just quick note on the gameplay, I will go down. That isn't what DSOD is about. It's not about playing flawlessly. I'm running Anarchist. You do have to play very cleanly if you want to do well with Anarchist. And I hadn't played the game for over a week. You can see my aim's just a little bit off. I'm making slightly worse decisions than I should be. But honestly, Anarchist is designed under the pretext that we will occasionally go down. We bring doctor's bags for a reason. So I want to say, for your own gameplay, try and play as cleanly as you possibly can. It's important. Don't get me wrong. But occasionally you are going to go down, and that's why we have AI. That's why we have them with Inspire built in. They will save my backside quite a few times throughout this gameplay, but that's fine. It's just about getting it done. And like I say, very fun heist. Definitely one of my recommended sort of starter heists. It's good for every build. Lots of perk decks will work on Alaskan deal because they're such brilliant cover. But also other weapon types will work very well. I love snipers. There are a lot of snipers on the map, and there's a lot of long sight lines, but there's also a lot of tight areas where the likes of shotguns, pistols, submachine guns will excel. So use a bit of everything. Alaskan deal, great heist. Definitely not too difficult. Especially when you're running it solo the way I am here. But right, okay, let's talk about important things. Let's talk about what's going on with episode 10. First and foremost, episode 10 of the story, things get complicated. You guys have to understand that while I have, I would say, above average understanding of the story, when I start writing episodes, I'm learning things myself, right? And so when it comes to the secret, I didn't follow along with the entire secret solving system. So there's a lot of things I'm still learning, and there's a lot of things that I want to try and present in a succinct way, but a way that makes sense alongside the story, which is making the writing of this episode a lot harder than any of the others. And I felt it a little bit with episode 9. You guys might have noticed it. There was a bit of a fine line I was having to tread between the two concepts, right? What happened in the real world when we were solving the secrets, and what was actually happening narratively in game. So I think it's difficult to tread that, and my current intention is to sort of go back and cover the secret in depth from our angle, you know, the game player's angle, not necessarily from the heisters. And much of the story stuff is just going to come from what the heisters saw. So don't expect there to be as much secret focus as maybe you'll see in the future, okay? So that's one of the things I'm struggling with. But also, for those of you who aren't aware, I'm in the middle of exam season. This is my final year of university, so I hope. My final exam season, and it's been hard work. It's been hard work. Final year, master student. It's a time commitment that is taking away from my Payday 2 playing time and my video recording time. And don't get me wrong, the story stuff is incredibly important. You'll see I get absolutely destroyed, by the way, there across the map. That was one of the weaknesses of Anarchist, but it wasn't a great move by me. But then we get a huge crit, if I remember, on this minigun dozer, which is why I love this particular setup. Remember, if you want to copy these builds, they're all down in the description. I think this one's very, very good, especially if you own the range hitter, but it works with other snipers like the contractor, whatever you want to run. But if you want to see and create a variant of this, link in the description down below. Anyway, as I was saying, without getting horrifically distracted by the gameplay, basically I'm incredibly busy right now, and so to be able to put the time into the new story video that I want to make it as good as possible, that's just not happening within the sort of 2-week period I tend to give myself. There was another slightly embarrassing down. You might notice I skip through them. That's not because I'm trying to hide anything. I'm comfortable with you guys knowing that I go down on DSOD. It's a tough difficulty. You guys shouldn't be under any sort of illusion that you need to play flawlessly to play DSOD. It's tough. You are going to go down, but also you should remember to bring the tools to get yourself back up again. Medic bags are important, bringing AI along, all that kind of jazz. It's important, and also don't be too harsh on yourself. I restarted this heist a couple of times early on because I thought I was playing too sloppy, but honestly this run is quite good. It's not super clean, but getting things done quickly and efficiently, often on Alaskan deal, is a lot more important. Anyway, without distracting myself yet again, it's hard when you're watching the gameplay. Live commentary is weird to me. I haven't done this in a long time. This isn't live, by the way. This isn't live. I'm watching the gameplay I pre-recorded because I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about and didn't want to over-focus on the gameplay, but here we are. Anyway, I'm talking about quick-scope and snipers and stuff. But yeah, if I want to be able to put the kind of time into it to be a video I'm really proud of, it's just going to take a little bit extra around this time of the year. That's how it is. Hopefully this is the last time ever. But episode 10 is on its way. It is my primary focus right now. It will be the next video going out on this channel, unless the 50k subscriber thing comes out earlier. That's another very important thing that I cannot wait to show you guys. Those of you in the Discord, by the way, you might already have half an idea what it's about. The only thing I'm waiting on when it comes to that video is working out some prize structure stuff. So, you know, that gives you a little clue. There will be prizing for the 50k subscriber special. So it's something that hopefully you'll be excited for. But I know most of you are more so interested in the story stuff. So that video is top priority, top. I have one of my final exams the day after tomorrow, which will be the 26th as I record this. Is the 24th. And then I'll be basically home free. I'll be able to spend a lot more time on the story stuff and hopefully make a video that I'll be proud of and that you guys will enjoy. But I do apologize. I haven't stuck rigidly to the schedule. I really hoped I could. But sometimes life gets the better of you, I suppose. Anyway, here's one important thing. We've finally got that train of thought out the way. Here's something I get asked about a lot. How do you make your AI stand still? It's very important for playing solo with AI. This is destruction of bulldozers there, by the way. 2 medic dozers down in a couple of bullets thanks to big crits. Yeah, how do we get the guys to stand still? Well, on the keyboard, you just point at them, press Z. It is a function in the game. It used to be a mod feature, if I remember, in Keepers or in better bots early on. Back before the bots had all those amazing buffs to them. But yeah, point at them, press Z, they will stand still, they will hold down areas. It's such an important mechanic to understand if you're playing solo with bots, because not only will the bots clear enemies off objectives, as you see here, in locations that on DSOD, that's way too dangerous for me to stand. But also, such an embarrassing death, by the way. The melee destroys my armor and then his immediate bullet one-shots me. Not great, not great. But yeah, holding Jacket there, even though he did go down, basically kept them off the generator the entire time, because not only can they clear them off the generator when they're actually trying to kick it and prevent the objective from going through, they'll also just distract the enemy's attention. So being able to use your AI like that is incredibly important. Remember, very good on harder difficulties for them to hold down areas and distract the cop AI. Anyway, we are about to clear off, and actually the timing here was incredibly fortunate. So we are in the build stage of the assault. Ideally, you'll be reaching this phase during fade, actually, because if you're hitting the fade, there will be no new enemies spawning, and you can clear off immediately. But I'm hitting build, which doesn't sound good. But actually, because I was on the mainland for the first part of the build, most of the spawns happened on the mainland too. So as you see right here, there are actually only 2 boat spawns. Once these guys are gone, the boat will be able to take off. It was incredibly lucky. This wasn't good timing on my part. Well, it was good timing, but it wasn't intentional. You can time it a lot better if you're smarter with your assault wave control. But there we go. That's how we get out immediately. So that's Alaskan deal. Okay body count, okay accuracy. 5 downs, not ideal. The build's brilliant. I also love the SMG secondary, the CR. Such a strong weapon. Keep it in mind. Put it together. Try it out. If you're not leveling, as you can see during this gameplay, I am leveling, so I'm not quite level 100, but I hit level 100 immediately after this and have the full build set up for you guys to try out. So that's a lot for watching this video, guys. I'll see you all very soon. As ever, thank you very much to my Mean Infamy patrons and above. If you want to join that infamous club to see yourself in the credits or get early exclusive access to my videos, including the story videos, check out my Patreon link below. Remember the Discord is open to all if you crave some more Payday discussion. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all very soon for the next one.